What is going on, everyone? Welcome into Big Time Football Talk. Today we got a great clip coming to you. I want to talk about Oregon-Ohio State, a game that is coming September 12th, 2020, this upcoming season. It's a game I can't wait for. Ohio State coming off a 13-1 season. The Oregon Ducks coming off a 12-2 season. This is going to be a fantastic matchup to see Mario Cristobal and Ryan Day, two emerging coaches, one in the Pac-12 and Cristobal, and then Ryan Day in the Big Ten. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of game plan they come up with, what kind of environment this is. Obviously, it's going to be pretty loud and excited. Is there going to be, with the COVID and all that, is this going to be like a atmosphere that is really just popping and just kind of gets everyone just excited for college football, kind of put the COVID concerns behind. I'm anxious to see Justin Fields versus that Oregon defense. The Pac-12 gets a lot of crap for poor play, but Oregon has a fantastic defense. It'll be great to see Fields versus that Oregon secondary. The Oregon secondary has Javon Holland, one of the best safeties in the country. They also use him a little bit in the nickel. Kayvon Thibodeaux is a guy that's going to come off the edge and wants to create pressure and disrupt the Ohio State offense. And then the young Ohio State receivers versus the Oregon secondary is another individual matchup that'll be great. Garrett Wilson's a guy I've talked about on this podcast. I'd like to see him, whoever he matches up with. That's going to be a fantastic matchup. I would be interested to see if they'll put Holland on Wilson. That'll be a matchup to watch. So Ryan Day, last time we saw him in a big game environment was against Clemson, and at halftime he did not really make good adjustments. Ohio State looked rattled. That's why I'm anxious to see if Oregon comes out and really puts it on Ohio State in the first half. I'm interested to see how Ohio State really responds. Do they come out composed, continue to play well, make adjustments? Because Ohio State really wasn't tested a lot last year until the Clemson game, really. Ohio State kind of just ran through everyone. They were tested a little bit in that Penn State game, but, that was a game that was really under control, and Penn State got some breaks. The Clemson game, Clemson was never really out of it, even though they started out down early. But, yeah, on the Oregon side, they'll have a new quarterback starting. Herbert no longer there. C.J. Verdell versus that Ohio State defense. I'd love to see, because I've talked about how Oregon has a lot more speed now. I'm anxious to see the Oregon offensive speed versus the speed, obviously, that Ohio State has on defense. Zach Harrison, another highly touted recruit that Ohio State's brought in. He's going to start at defensive end, likely for Ohio State as a guy I really am looking forward to see. Baron Browning will start at linebacker now that Malik Harrison has moved on. So some young faces for Ohio State, young new faces heading into starting roles now for Ohio State that I'm anxious to see how they do in this game. This is a game that Oregon, I think, wins, but it is just one of the tougher non-conference schedules they have. They also play North Dakota State, who has Trey Lance, a quarterback that is rising up draft boards. So this game is crucial for both teams. Oregon, I think it's a game that means a lot more. At home is a huge advantage. Oregon looking to beat Ohio State. They're 0-2 in recent years. They recently played in the 2014-2015 national championship game where Ohio State and Ezekiel Elliott defeated Marcus Mariota in Oregon. They also played in 2009 season, 2010 Rose Bowl, where Terrell Pryor and Jim Tressel led them to victory over Jeremiah Masoli, Chip Kelly, LaMichael James, and company. So this is a game that, watch the Fields versus the Oregon defense is a matchup to watch. The Oregon offense and the young QB against the athletic Ohio State defense, and C.J. Verdell against the Ohio State defense are key matchups to watch. I think Oregon comes away with this win, and this is one win early that gets them on track to possibly make a run at the college football playoff. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more clips from Big Time Football Talk. Peace.